going to have a little look at how we create our pull strap. Now you've got 3 different methods to choose from. You can make it in fabric, you can make it in faux leather using a 3-fold method, or you can glue together and have a raw edge. So I'll show you the fabric first. And what I've done is I've already pressed this because I could, is I have a piece of fabric which is 1 inch wide by 5.5 inches long. Now you can choose to put interfacing on this or not. I tend to find that if I put interfacing right the way across the whole thing, it gets a bit bulky. So I just put a piece in the middle that's about 3/8 of an inch wide, not the full 1/2 inch. I find it's a bit stiff if I do a full 1/2 inch. Once you've done that, you can see I've got the interfacing just down the middle. You're going to fold in half and press all the way down, so you've basically folded it wrong sides together and pressing it. Then you're going to open up that fold, and as you would with a 4-fold strap, you're then going to fold the raw edges into the middle, press them, and then fold it in half again, which will give you a long, thin 1/4 inch strap. Now clip it, so use your wonder clips to clip it together, and you can top stitch down both sides of that strap, and that creates your fabric pull strap. Now you can use the fabric pull strap with a faux leather zipper panel if you wanted to. It's very much up to you. You've got lots and lots of options for this one. So that's your fabric pull strap. It's just 1 inch wide, folded in half, and then the raw edge is folded into the middle, exactly the same way as you would with a 4-fold strap if you were making an inch wide strap, a shoulder strap. So it's exactly the same method, it's just a lot smaller. So that's method number 1. Method number 2 is with faux leather, and this is the 3-fold method. Now this works really well if your faux leather is soft and flexible. If you've got a stiffer or very thick faux leather, this will not work. So on the wrong side, you can see I've made a line that's 1/2 inch away from one side, and I had some double-sided tape here that I seem to have put in a safe place. There it is. I'm just going to pop a little bit of double-sided tape just inside of that line that I've made. And obviously this is on the wrong side of my faux leather, and then I'm going to try really hard to pull the backing off of my, this stuff is a nightmare, I hate it. Let's try the other end, see if I can get the other end off. How many of you do that? Go from one end to the other end to the other end to try and get the tape off. Oh God, I need to put this closer to me because I'm actually trying to do it from the other side of the camera and that's not working. Okay, there we go. So pull the other side of the tape off, and then you're going to fold the edge, and this is the edge furthest away from the line, over so that it touches that line, and you're going to push it down onto the tape. That should stay in place. Then you're going to fold the other edge over. Now you will have a raw edge. If you wanted to use a bit of marker on the side of that, you can do, just to cover any, this you can see that's got a white raw edge, so you will see that white raw edge, although it will be, if you position it properly, it will be facing down so you won't actually see it. But if you want to cover that, then do so. Clip it in place. This is fiddly because this is only a 1/4 inch strap. You don't want anything big and bulky. and you can see where we're going. Then you can top stitch down both sides, and I usually do a line of top stitching in the center as well. Now that is close together, that's approximately a 1/16 of an inch apart if you do your top stitching on both sides, so it is quite scary. Take it slow, it can be done, it's not a problem. If you find that you feel that that's not going over enough to catch in the side top stitching, you can pop a little drop of glue underneath there just to hold it down, and it'll be absolutely fine. So that's the second method, and that's for if you've got a softer faux leather. So this is quite a soft, flexible faux leather. If you've got a stiffer faux leather that you're using, then I would suggest the next method. And I'm just going to move my ironing pad out of the way. Now, I've cut these a little wider than 1/4 of an inch because I find it's a lot easier to work with something that's a bit bigger and cut it down to size. So I'm going to take my glue, and on the wrong side of one of these panels, I'm going to add a strip of glue. And on the second panel, I'm going to lay them wrong sides together, matching up the sides. Now, I have quite roughly cut these. I haven't cut them accurately, so the sides don't necessarily match. Actually, they don't match too badly, but cutting 1/4 inch strips is not easy. So once your glue's dry, give it a press down to make sure it's nice and secure. Once your glue is dry, this is a lot longer than 5.5 inches as well, you can then cut your strap down to a 1/4 of an inch. Just trim off the ends there because this is much longer than it needs to be. Whoop, sorry, caught the camera. And what you'll find is that the sides match perfectly this way. You can then cover the sides using either your Sharpie pens or your leather edge paint, and what have you. Top stitch down both sides, and that's your third method completed. But as you can see, if you make it slightly bigger and then cut it, your sides are literally perfectly matched. You don't get any bits of one showing over the other, and that makes a really nice little strap. But you do see the raw edges, so if you wanted to cover the raw edges, say alcohol ink, Sharpie pens, leather edge paint, that will work fine, and your strap will sit like that. So you will see that raw edge, so you might want to cover it over. So that's your pull strap completed. And as I say, you could use the faux leather one on a fabric version, you could use the fabric one on a faux leather version. It's very much your choice, depending on what you want the final bag to look like. This isn't actually used to pull open the zippers, it's just used to pull that central tab out of the way when you want to get into the bag. So it's not going to take a lot of pulling and pressure, so 2 layers of faux leather is quite adequate really for the job that it's going to do. I would suggest, however, that you wait until your glue is dry before you cut it, because it does move about a bit otherwise. So just give it 10 minutes until the glue is properly adhered before you cut it into your 1/4 inch strip. So that's your pull tab completed.